Hello folks, I am the MadShangi. Are you a man? Are you thinking of getting married? Well, the odds are 50% that your marriage will end in divorce. There's a 70% chance that it'll be filed by your wife. And there's an 80% chance that she will get the kids, collect alimony, child support, and a huge chunk of your property. With odds like that, who in the fuck in this day and age would want to get married? Well, apparently plenty of people. I like to call them optimistic fools. If marriage were such a sweet deal for men, there wouldn't be any need to write books like this.
We're here talking with Dr. Lori Escher Pines, author of the new book, The Get Your Man to Marry You Plan, Buying the Cow in the Age of Free Milk.
Yes, buying the cow in the age of free milk. That makes marriage sound much more attractive. Milk is free, milk is plentiful, but why settle for that when you can purchase a useless old mammal to provide what you're already getting at any time from anywhere else?
Lori, why did you write this book?
So there's a scene in Sex and the City where Miranda gets really angry because all her friends all the time are only talking about men.
Oh, come on, that should raise a few red flags there. I mean, when asked about why she wrote her book, she jumps right into an anecdote inspired by a stupid fucking TV show about aging cougars who, despite their endless boatloads of cock that they go through on a weekly basis, still dream of the Cinderella fairy tale ending where they marry their Prince Charming, who's going to financially support their shoe fetish and other materialistic crap. And let's not forget that these women are actually ciphers for the gay men who write and produce this shit.
I started to feel a little bit this way in my 20s when we stopped talking about celebrity gossip, we stopped talking about our careers, and all we were talking about all the time was how to get our current boyfriend to marry us.
This woman's a PhD. Did she get it out of a box of cereal or something? Did you hear what she said? In her 20s, she moved on from talking about celebrity gossip to trying to get their boyfriends to marry us. Like, really, does she ever think about things that actually matter in this world instead of petty gossip involving people in Hollywood that airheads like her have lionized? Give me a fucking break.
What I wanted to do with this book is I wanted to empower my friends and to give them some more control over what's a very painful and frustrating experience.
Who should read your book?
My book is for anyone in a committed relationship who is waiting for a proposal.
And watches TV shows like TMZ and The Real Housewives of Orange County.
According to the U.S. Census, there are about 14 million women in that situation today.
What's your basic advice for women?
My basic advice is that women who are in this very frustrating situation feel like they only have two options available to them. They can either wait indefinitely for their boyfriend to propose, which is a very frustrating experience, or they can issue an ultimatum. And an ultimatum is very risky for the health of your relationship. What I'm saying here is that there are many things that you can do on the way to issuing an ultimatum. And in fact, those things might prevent you from needing to issue one at all. Let me give you an example. You can start acting a little bit more like a single gal. You can take a job in another city, temporarily, of course, or you can go on a vacation by yourself. Anything that makes your boyfriend miss you a little bit and makes him think about what life might be like without you, and that might prompt him to pop the question.
Aren't you talking about manipulation here?
No, I'm not advocating deception or manipulation of any kind. This book is strictly for women who are in a committed relationship that's headed in that direction.
Yes.
What it's really meant to do is it's helping you get there a little bit sooner so you can shave a few weeks, perhaps months, even years off a painful wait.
Or you can take the initiative and propose yourself. That way you can get your answer a lot sooner, and if he says no, you can move on with your life. So why all the scheming? Why all the manipulation? Why would a woman have to go to such extreme lengths to convince a man that it's a good idea to marry her, if marriage is such a sweet deal? I mean, the woman who wrote this book actually encourages women to use tactics like cooking a gourmet meal every day, then stopping, paying the bills, then stopping, getting the car inspected, then stopping. Basically, training a man to be dependent on her so that he can't picture his life without her. Yeah, that's not manipulative? Give me a fucking break. It's women who put pressure on men to marry them, and then it's ultimately them that files for divorce in the end. Why would anybody want to tie themselves down to somebody like that? Why would anybody want to give up their individuality for somebody else? All marriage is, really, it's a piece of fucking paper. And it says that you're going to be financially responsible for somebody else. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with love or any of that sentimental crap that they stamp on marriage to make it seem attractive. It has nothing to do with love. You don't even have to be in love to get married, and you don't have to get married to be in love. You can be in love and be in a relationship, and you don't have to get married. So what's the fucking point? I always find it funny when people try to sell me on the idea of marriage, that it's such a great thing. And it's mostly women, by the way. And I bring up things, well, if it's so great, how come it has such a high failure rate? And they'll say, well, those people just weren't right for each other. Really, 6 out of 10 people aren't right for each other. If 6 out of 10 people aren't right for each other, who the fuck is?